Hi, I'm Sue Rose Minahan, Talk Cosmos host and astrologer, evolutionary astrologer. And this is Now.Chat, a 10-minute astrological commentary. And I'm choosing today's subject, April 13th, right after the new moon in Aries, about a cryptocurrency called Dog, if I'm saying it right, Doge. It's a mem, it's a coin, it's a cryptocurrency. And very much like Stop Game, this is where the Reddit community of independent investors and people are spurring the value up of this particular cryptocurrency. But it has a very fascinating history, and it really signifies a lot of philosophy that is inherent in a chart astrologically, and it's fun to expound on. It's fun, and that's actually what it was all about. Jackson Palmer, an Australian, a young person in his 20s in 2013, December 6th, created right at the time of Bitcoin, was thinking, let's have some fun with this. And he did this payment system. It's where people on a one-to-one basis, cryptocurrency, you can exchange. And he aligned later with a person named Billy Markus. But to begin with, the actual coin has a dog on it. It's a Shiba, and it's a dog that is an Shiba Inu dog, and it's a very friendly dog. It has great loyalty. It ignites all these feelings of trust, and the iconic it says, so scarce, much noble. Wow, there's a lot to be connected with on a broad marketing basis. And our South Node is in Sag, and that is a lot to do with marketing. But this was back in 2013. This was December 6th, 2013. I'll show the chart in a little bit. And it was launched at that time in 2013, and it jumped very quickly, 300%. And it made a lot of people participated. In fact, the people with Reddit at that time, just about everybody did it. And it was really a game in a sense, because it was a very in group. They could exchange back and forth. And because of all this great participation, it increased the value of it too. Now, Palmer, he was part of Adobe, one of the largest tech companies, and living in Sydney at the time. And he wanted to make this a joke. Now, jokes push our boundaries. And there is a dwarf planet that I have been learning from at Clay. All of a sudden, I can't think of his name. It's terrible. Not Adam Clay. Alan Clay, New Zealand. He's also down in that area, and he teaches about these dwarf planets. Ixion is a consciousness. The high consciousness of it is a transformational energy that gets to our true self through second chances on a spiritual level, where we're pushing boundaries to invent change that's really authentic to ourselves. There's quite a mythology involved with it. You can learn about that. But it is like the trickster, where we push the boundaries. And humor is a great avenue for doing this. You wonder, is this a subconscious appeal? Because Palmer decided to do this as a joke with the dog on it. And he tweeted, then pretty sure it's a big next thing, investing in Dogecoin. And it got a lot of attention at that time. All of this is new, and the fun of it too, taking things not so serious. It's most amazing. We think because something is fun, It has no seriousness. That's not true. Life is a creative energy, and life is meant to have joy and fun with it. And he took some serious measures. He actually bought the domain for it and went ahead, and he actually put out a lure there. If anybody's interested, get in touch. Well, that's a call for action. The universe loves action. And marketing is all about imagery, it's about identification. And we want to connect with desires that either we possess because it symbolizes that, or something we want to emulate. And its symbolism is also an abstract thing. So Billy Markus in Oregon, also a software engineer at IBM, saw this and said, hey, maybe I'll get involved. He had been involved with a game or situation that really wasn't going anywhere because the rewards, perhaps because rewards were not consistent. They were like a game, a total game. Now you think, really, what is a game? And I think really when you look at cryptocurrencies, everything is a system, in whether we understand the system or not. But in our societies, we have many systems. And when people think outside the box, they're looking at it and going, well, does that system really work? Maybe we need to get something more authentic. Let's do this. And it's in fun or in jest. You know, they're kind of a spirited form of like, look what a joke this is. Is this, what are we doing? How are we working? Like this can work just as much. And so people participate. It's also a community energy, you know, and that has a lot to do with Uranus, that is outside and breaks the rules. And it does have like-minded people. But at the time, so it's very playful and fun. There's risk involved. So it did gain a lot of notoriety within the Reddit users, and very likely the very fact that is, as Palmer thought, is how it really started to gain some credibility. Because later, 6 months later, he was at a race, a NASCAR race, and there was a car, moon rocket, with dog on it, cryptocurrency. And it was like, hey, here is manifestation. You know, ideas can get so far out there that to really see things in form, and here it was in motion too, is rather amazing. Even now at the new moon, just a few days before, Elon Musk said, to the moon. Of course, now he is involved with space, so it's legit from that standpoint. But also, he was, I think, calling back to that 2014 event in June 26th at NASCAR, where moon rocket hit the news. And so as a result, the currency went up. But you know, at this, there's more to the story. Initially, let me pull up the chart. Let's look at the chart a little bit here. Now, this is the 13th when this was in the news. And on the outside is the event chart, December 6th, 2013. And there's a lot that you could see, but really it's about values and values. At the time that it was happening, the moon was with the values. It was personal. It was caring, as it turns out. Now I'll tell you why. They wanted to make something that was really for the good. It was fun. And they'd had some later on, early on, I should say, there had been a robbery. Somebody came in and hacked all their money. And so they thought, hey, let's get some money and pay this back. And they did. And then later, also during that time, Jamaica's bobsled team qualified for the Winter Olympics. Now, there isn't any snow in Jamaica. In fact, I was in Jamaica in 2012, yes. And I spoke with the man that helped organize that, a most remarkable man, an English person that had gone down to, traveled a great deal. And so they had great fun. Well, what they did was they started to use their monies for the greater good to help all kinds of people around the world in many ways. But eventually and you can see that the moon was with Venus. And right now, Venus is square Venus. Here it is in the 11th house and all this other energy, where now you could say that the collective of the group is now using this not so much just to exchange things, but once again to say, like a ping pong ball, hey, can we exert our power? Because you'll see too in that chart that Pluto was pressing right on, which is a transformation, and wants to know what's the real personal, what's the power or powerlessness, what is the energy, and it goes through a purging situation. So the group has decided to kind of play along and raise this up. Now, and we'll see where it goes, but it is interesting to see how much ideas connect, how much marketing appeals, how much really this energy that is like looking originally like, what is all this exchange that we're doing with money and how is it really operating? But it does need to be grounded. As you can see there too, it was quite a bit in Aquarius, and now, and is that grounded? No, it's in the air. It needs to get grounded. So Palmer said he's a crypto skeptic now. He really doesn't like the idea of the investment part of it. To him, it's a game, something that really didn't serve that purpose. And they said it's a solution in search of a problem. And they said, did it solve? No, he says he didn't think it solved anything. But it's a reminder that we can't take things so serious. There is that playfulness that's so necessary to really go, that trickster energy, the absurdity. What's the real value? And we shall see Moon Rocket, which is so reflective of the fact that we had a new moon in Aries. It's spurring off. Check it out. That Sunday, we spoke a lot about this. And so to wrap this up, value of first value in conflict of personal reasons, although it was for caring. And we shall see how this dog of loyalty, a friend, hardy and trustworthy, isn't that what we want? We want that so dearly. And a community that cares. Well, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. And I love all of you. And subscribe and check and listen to our Sunday at 1:00 program. And there's always going to be on YouTube here or a podcast. All right. Talk to you later. Thanks.